is never loud. Power is absolute, terrifying silence. Modern society programmed you to fail miserably. They taught you to negotiate your boundaries. They taught you to explain your decisions. This is a fatal biological trap entirely. Covert manipulators scan for this exact weakness. They actively hunt people who over-explain constantly. The elite top 1% operate completely differently. They use a highly classified behavioral framework. They possess an invisible, unbreakable mental firewall. This firewall makes them completely untouchable everywhere. The elite guard this secret ruthlessly today. This information is a leaked psychological exploit. The window to install this firewall is closing rapidly. If you click off this video right now, you lose. You will wake up tomorrow as obedient prey. Your social status will be permanently erased forever. By the exact end of this video, everything changes. The classified blueprint will be fully exposed. You will stop bleeding your biological power. You will command absolute dominance in any room. Pay absolute attention to every single word. Do not blink. Your entire reality is about to shatter completely. Every single interaction is a silent power struggle. There are no neutral conversations in human behavior. You are either gaining status or bleeding it. Weak individuals bleed status every single day. They desperately seek approval from social parasites. They want everyone to feel perfectly comfortable. They sacrifice their own nervous system willingly. The elite do not play this pathetic game. They do not seek external validation ever. Their internal foundation is made of solid concrete. They engineered a mental firewall against emotional manipulation. This firewall blocks all unauthorized psychological access. When a predator tries to hack their mind, the firewall completely rejects the malicious code. The elite do not absorb toxic energy. They reflect it back to the absolute source. They remain completely sovereign in chaotic environments. They dictate the exact terms of every interaction. You must learn to build this exact system. Without it, your mind is an open door. Anyone can walk in and steal your peace. Anyone can manipulate your daily actions. You are living as a biological slave. This invisible slavery ends right now. Why the elite never ask for forgiveness. The ultimate breach of the firewall is apologizing. Apologizing unnecessarily is pure biological submission. It is the fastest way to destroy status. Weak people apologize for absolutely everything constantly. They apologize for occupying physical space. They apologize for asking a basic question. They apologize when someone else disrespects them. This is not politeness or good manners. This is clinical psychological cowardice. You are handing the predator your power voluntarily. The elite top 1% never ask for forgiveness. They never apologize for simply existing. They never apologize for enforcing their strict boundaries. When they make a decision, it is absolute law. They do not offer long, frantic explanations. They state their reality as a concrete fact. If someone is offended, that is their personal problem. The elite do not manage other people's fragile emotions. They are entirely responsible for their own actions. Covert narcissists hate this level of absolute sovereignty. They rely on your manufactured guilt to control you. They want you to feel bad for saying no. If you apologize, you validate their fake victimhood. You prove that their emotional manipulation worked perfectly. You fund their narcissistic supply with your energy. The elite cut this supply off immediately. They replace the apology with cold, sovereign indifference. If they are late, they do not beg for forgiveness. They simply say thank you for waiting. They completely alter the psychological frame of the interaction. They never place themselves in the subordinate position. They remain the absolute prize in every dynamic. This requires immense emotional discipline to execute. You must purge the biological need to please. You must stop funding your own destruction. Stop saying sorry for protecting your energy. The dark psychology of emotional starvation. To dominate, you must understand emotional starvation. Covert manipulators are biological parasites. They do not possess a self-sustaining emotional core. They operate on a severe internal energy deficit. They must constantly harvest your emotional reactions. Your fear, your anger, your frantic explanations. These are highly nutritious meals for a narcissist. When you react emotionally, you feed the parasite. The mental firewall is designed to starve them completely. Emotional starvation is a highly lethal psychological weapon. It is dark psychology in its purest form. When a manipulator drops a passive-aggressive insult, they expect your limbic system to panic immediately. They expect you to desperately defend your character. The elite operator does the exact opposite. They execute the emotional starvation protocol. They offer absolutely zero emotional reaction. They do not get angry or defensive. They do not smile nervously to break the tension. They offer a completely flat, boring emotional baseline. They turn into a gray, uninteresting rock. The parasite tries to bite, but breaks its teeth. There is no biological energy to extract here. The manipulator's brain severely short-circuits in real time. They require a reaction to confirm their dominance. When you deny them that reaction completely, you deny them their basic psychological oxygen. They begin to suffocate in your cold indifference. This is incredibly painful for a fragile ego. They will try harder to provoke you at first. They will escalate their toxic behavior desperately. You must hold the firewall completely steady. If you break character, you reward their escalation. If you remain a cold void, they give up. They must find an easier, weaker target immediately. You successfully starved the emotional parasite. You protected your internal energy vault. How to hold the void against manipulators. Holding the void is the ultimate dominance test. The void is unresolved, heavy social tension. It is the uncomfortable silence after a boundary is set. Weak people are biologically terrified of the void. Their nervous system cannot handle the heavy silence. They rush to fill it with nervous chatter. They over-explain their logical reasoning frantically. They backpedal on their own firm boundaries. They destroy their own status to escape the void. The elite top 1% live in the void. They are entirely comfortable in uncomfortable situations. They use the void as a psychological weapon. When they say no, they stop talking completely. They let the word hang in the absolute silence. They force the manipulator to sit in the tension. This requires a terrifying level of self-control. You must override your primal survival instincts. Your brain will scream at you to fix the mood. You must ignore that weak biological signal entirely. Let the air get thick and heavy. Let the predator squirm in their own disrespect. Whoever breaks the silence first loses the power dynamic. This is an unbreakable mathematical law of human behavior. The elite always win the waiting game. They have unlimited patience for awkward silence. The manipulator does not have this patience. Their fragile ego needs immediate external validation. The void strips away their fake confidence completely. It exposes their deep insecurities to the entire room. By simply doing nothing, you destroy their frame. You dominate the interaction without saying a single word. You become a psychological fortress. The void is your strongest defensive mechanism. Master the silence, and you master the room. Stop exactly what you are doing right now. The psychological defense I am about to expose is the only thing protecting your future. If you do not decode this exact behavioral exploit in the next 60 seconds, your firewall will fail. The window to protect your mind is shutting. Pay absolute attention. Do not blink. The biological reaction to absolute silence. The biological reaction to silence is pure panic. When you hold the void, their brain breaks. Manipulators are used to easy, predictable human targets. They push a button and you react emotionally. It is a simple, highly effective behavioral loop. Absolute silence shatters this loop permanently. When you refuse to react, their limbic system activates. They experience a sudden, massive spike in cortisol. They lose complete control over your internal reality. This loss of control triggers their deepest biological fears. They realize they are dealing with an apex predator. Their subconscious mind flags you as highly dangerous. They begin to physically sweat and fidget. They break eye contact because the tension is unbearable. They try to change the subject desperately. They try to laugh it off to save face. Do not let them escape the pressure. Maintain your cold, unblinking, data-collecting eye contact. Watch their biological submission happen in real time. This is the exact moment the hierarchy flips. You were the prey a few seconds ago. Now, you are the absolute, undisputed judge. They are the desperate subject begging for a pardon. You did not raise your voice once. You did not throw a childish emotional tantrum. You simply used their own toxic momentum against them. You let them drown in their own deep insecurities. This is the true power of the mental firewall. It turns their psychological weapons into absolute dust. It proves that their manipulation is entirely useless. You are untouchable. You are completely unbothered. They are terrified. Reversing the power dynamics instantly. Reversing power dynamics requires zero physical effort. It requires absolute psychological dominance instead. When you execute the firewall, everything changes instantly. The manipulator realizes they cannot consume your energy. They immediately switch tactics to survive the interaction. They start seeking your active approval instead. They backpedal on their passive-aggressive insults quickly. They try to compliment you to win you back. This is pure, unfiltered biological submission. They are handing you the crown voluntarily. You must remain completely neutral during this phase. Do not reward their sudden submission with warmth. If you smile and forgive them immediately, you lose. You prove that your firewall is just a temporary act. You must maintain the cold, sovereign indifference. Let them work incredibly hard for your basic respect. They must earn every single second of your attention. You are the ultimate prize in this social hierarchy. Your attention is the most valuable currency in the room. You do not distribute this currency to toxic parasites. You guard your energy vault with ruthless aggression. By remaining stoic, you cement your new high status. The entire group observes this power dynamic shift. They see the manipulator completely submit to your silence. Your social value skyrockets to the absolute top. People will start treating you with deep, unspoken respect. They will hesitate before interrupting your sentences. They will think twice before testing your firm boundaries. You have successfully installed the elite behavioral framework. You reverse the hierarchy without lifting a single finger. You won the psychological war entirely from the shadows. You are standing at the absolute edge. The behavioral protocol I am about to hand you is the only thing capable of sealing the firewall forever. If you close this video before mastering this exact execution, you will wake up tomorrow as the exact same obedient puppet. The elite guard this secret ruthlessly. Do not miss this. To maintain dominance, you must build permanent armor. The mental firewall requires constant, daily biological calibration. You must drastically alter your physical frequency now. Weak targets move incredibly fast and nervously. They nod rapidly to show submissive agreement. They speak frantically to avoid taking up time. You must do the exact biological opposite. Slow down your breathing pattern immediately. Move your hands with deliberate, heavy intention. When someone asks a hostile or probing question, do not rush to answer them ever. Take a heavy, calculated 2-second pause. Let the heavy tension build in the room. That micro-pause commands massive, undeniable authority. Your eye contact must become a weapon of observation. Do not scan faces looking for social approval. Look at them as if you are collecting data. If someone drops a passive-aggressive insult, hold their gaze. Do not alter your facial expression at all. Let your eyes go slightly cold and dead. A dangerous aura is born from complete unpredictability. When manipulators realize they cannot read your emotional state, their limbic system panics and aborts the attack. You become a walking biological fortress. You project the quiet, terrifying stillness of an apex predator. You evaluate them constantly. They do not evaluate you. You flip the social hierarchy instantly and permanently. You become the absolute judge of reality. This armor repels emotional vampires automatically. They seek easy, highly compliant targets. You are a spiked, unbreakable concrete wall. They will break their teeth on your pure indifference. Hold the line. Never break character. Master your physical vessel today. The era of being a compliant puppet ends now. Reclaiming your social status requires ruthless, immediate execution. Delete the nervous, accommodating laughter today. Erase the constant apologies for merely existing. When you say no, let the words stand alone. Do not add a single sentence of weak justification. Let the heavy silence crush the manipulator's fragile ego. You must accept a brutal, mathematical reality today. Reclaiming your power will make you highly unpopular. The emotional parasites will throw violent, manipulative tantrums. They will accuse you of being cold and heartless. You are no longer a sponge for their endless toxicity. You are a massive, impenetrable iron wall. The classified behavioral matrix has been fully exposed. The exact blueprint to command absolute respect is yours. But theory without immediate execution is pure biological cowardice. If you return to your polite habits tomorrow morning, you have actively volunteered to remain permanent prey. If you are ready to hold the heavy void, protect your energy vault at all costs. Reclaim your ultimate social dominance. Subscribe and hit the bell immediately. We are arming the elite. Build the firewall. Master the silence. Become completely untouchable. Evolve today. Dominate tomorrow.